Okay, people, this is the next day. Now, like I was saying with my last video there, right? I had some dude come up behind me, put his face over my shoulder, and told me to turn off my camera. Because they do their live streams. I told him I wasn't, first of all, the camera wasn't on. It wasn't like I was trying to record the whole thing. Okay? And, it's not like I went there to be a shit disturber, people, as if I like to talk about the things that I talk about. Okay? And we can clearly go into my videos and see that I was struggling as to how to say what needed to be said in a 3-minute time window frame. Okay? So anyway, I told him I was going to record myself or whatever, right? I wasn't like, I'm going to record. It's a public meeting. I'm not doing it with malicious intent. I didn't say that, but that was, okay. So he went away. And then I went up and I spoke, okay? And then being that I got upset, my instinct said, just leave. Don't drag it out. Don't sit and stew. Don't fester. Don't bark out. Just get away from the negative energy. And I did. I walked out. Okay? Blew a gasket and walked out. All right. Now, being that guy said, you don't need to. That's what he said. You don't need to record because it's being recorded. And I said, well, I have a YouTube channel. I'm a community activist. I don't even know if I said community activist. I said, I have a YouTube channel. I'm recording for myself, right? This is something I'm doing. And, but as it is right now, the camera's off. He goes, oh, the camera's off. I said, yeah, because, I'm not trying to record the whole thing. Okay. And he went away. And then my time came to talk, and then it came short and sweet because, just whatever. And I left. Okay. So with him saying that I could access this meeting that we had last night because it's live stream, of course, I'm on here looking to see, right? Because there was 2 people that were supposed to talk, but because I left, I never seen who the second person was. So I'm curious to know what they had to say. Are they in opposition, like I was, or are they in favor? Maybe it was the property developers that were busting up their property before it was even approved, right? That wanted to go in there and just remind the city that the cat's already in the bag, and they're in favor of it being approved. Okay, I don't know. I wasn't there. But the guy said, it's recorded. You can see it on, through the archives. Even the mayor herself said, you can see this within the archives when she first opened up the meeting. Okay, this meeting, I think, is January. Oh, geez. When was this one? Public hearing. Wandering eye. Sorry. Anyway, if you notice here, it's for 1 hour and 21 minutes. I'm going to show you. They censored out that meeting last night, people. They only posted a 12-minute video. They censored out the public coming and making public comments because they don't want what I have to say in their archives. They're trying to cover up illegal organ harvesting, the laundering of money through these buildings, the injury of families as a whole. Doesn't matter if it's the babies, it doesn't matter if it's the teenagers, doesn't matter if it's the adults, doesn't matter if it's the elderly. It's the fact that they're trying to cover up the harm and the injury that's being caused by people losing their housing en masse. Hundreds here, hundreds there, where it amounts out to be thousands and thousands and thousands across the province, as the cities and the province and the federal government are unable to house the people that they're displacing through these applications of property development that people can't afford or don't want, okay? And that technically aren't even being built for the Canadian population, okay? So, look what's happening here. Look what's happening here, okay? I'm going to show you.
That have no utility makes no economic or common sense in my respectful opinion.
Okay, this is somebody else talking.
No public utility.
Okay, we're going to go in here.
Immediately east of
Okay.
the development.
Okay, look where we are
at that property.
On here.
Pursuant to the development.
Okay, we're going to go here.
As well as some rose bushes that have been planted on the
same
property
person,
over the past
still
20 years.
talking. What do we got here? She going on to the next.
4 is a public hearing.
Yeah, number 4. Right? I was number 8 on the roster. They mixed everything up with whatever it was that they posted. Okay? Like I told you, I didn't go into a city hall, people. I went into a lizard hall. Okay, now they're going to have somebody come up and talk if they want. Okay? This is what they were doing last night.
Of the subject site from 1 acre residential zone to single family residential.
Okay, this is what they're doing every week. Tearing down house after house from district to district to district, right across the province as they're ripping up tree after tree after tree when it's coming into the tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of trees to accommodate this money laundering. Okay? Now she's going to give somebody a chance to talk.
It's the 2023 5-year financial plan for utilities and other self-funded programs.
You may recuse yourself if you don't choose to do that.
What is this? Oops.
Councillor Annis, Councillor Bose, all in favor to just make a note.
Oh yeah, then I hear that she talks about catalytic converters. People are going around stealing their catalytic converters from cars that are parked. And of course it's becoming such a huge problem that, you know, the cops are involved now. You know, got to get the cops to catch those catalytic converter crooks, right? She'll address that, but she won't address illegal organ harvesting. Huh? Isn't that interesting? Go after the petty criminal. The homeless people that like to crawl underneath vehicles and steal catalytic converters, but she doesn't go after the rich people that prop up the healthcare system and bring in their crooked doctors to rip out organs from victims that were murdered in their own houses, okay? I'm just using, or Sierra being lured off to her death, right? Or being gang stalked by, you know, whoever in the community to flush families out of the houses so it's easier for people like this to tear them down. With the, yay, go ahead, tear down as many as you want. Because obviously she's getting something for it, okay? What she's getting for it, I don't know. Maybe she gets just the fact that she can sit there and say that she's being a mayor. Who knows? Point is they got this thing going on for an hour and a half, okay? I don't know what they're doing here, but this was on... Okay, that went on for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay, that one was right here. You can see regular council public hearing January 30th. Okay, and they passed a whole bunch of buildings or houses to be tore down to bring in a whole bunch more buildings, throw out a whole bunch more people. So now we're going to go into regular council land use. Okay, this is just a public hearing. This one is a land use. Okay, February 13th, land use. This is where, I guess this is the one where they really approve tearing down trees and busting up houses. Okay, we're going to go into this one. Alright, got to go to video. Okay, hold on. Okay.
Call the regular council land use meeting to order.
Okay.
The City of Surrey
and then they allow people to talk.
Thank you, Councillor Baker.
Hold on.
Number 1 is application number 7921.
Okay. This is the first one. Then you're going to get people coming in here.
And bylaw readings. This is Surrey Comprehensive Development 846 for first reading.
Motion, please, Councillor Annis, Councillor
Oh my
Bose,
God.
March the 6th.
I've seen people in here talking.
Bylaw readings.
Where was it?
Planning recommendation.
Carried. Oppose and conflict on... Annis,
Oh my Lord.
The next.
They're changing shit.
motion, and a motion, please, that the public hearing.
And bylaw read,
Councillor,
reading, 69 item number 2
Okay.
is for Surrey zoning bylaw.
can I have a motion, please, to approve the agenda as amended? Thank you. Councillor Bain, second. Councillor
They cut back on the time.
Opposed, carried.
0341-00.
Now, I just looked at this,
Surrey recognizes that our work takes place on the ancestral
okay?
and traditional territory.
So where these people are, what happened?
For 7920-0127.
Oh, Lord.
Motion, please, Councillor Bose, Councillor Hepner.
It was a bunch of Asian guys. Maybe this one, public hearing. Maybe I got the wrong one.
If Surrey recognizes that we are.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
On the ancestral
This is a public hearing. That's what I went to yesterday. Do you see they got it at 1 hour and 35 minutes? Okay, this is what I went to yesterday, was a public hearing.
On December
There.
18, 2022.
Do you see? This is what this guy was telling me. You don't need to record because it's already being recorded and you can go into the archive and you can see it later. That's what he told me. I said, well, I have a YouTube channel. I'm recording for myself, right? And, you know, the camera's off. I'm not recording everything. And he went away. Okay? All right. So whatever. And then I left because whatever. So if you look, there you go. Just some dude getting his 5 minutes on.
Emergency, which an ambulance was called.
Okay?
And recommendations made.
To put it into context, this was a very significant trees.
See? Another one.
61 are
Talking about
estimated, yes,
trees.
they estimated.
Everybody's worried about trees,
Exactly
people.
what the layout of what is going to be.
Commitments to make those improvements, to work out the solution.
This is another guy.
Servicing.
Do you see? Different guys.
These improvements will take place. I think the gentleman's concern was prior to
See? There's another one. Do you see? Do you see? They got this one posted, right? Everybody's afraid to talk, right? This is what you call controlled opposition, right? This is what you call censorship here.
Landscaped.
No, there. See? You can talk more than once if you want to. You don't have to be registered. You can just come up and talk. Okay?
Public hearing for property located at 1.
They were density,
See?
traffic,
Another one. Do you see how this is going?
and
It's on and on and on. Okay. So now that we know that, that happened
In future, undoubtedly do
That happened
see forest-
on
there is a
February 13th
conceptualized
with a public hearing just like we had last night. Now let's go into, where is it? Okay? Regular council, land use. Okay? They're censoring out what they want to censor it when they want to censor it.
I would like to call this regular council land use meeting to order.
So, what? They left and came back and decided to, because when I came in, she called everybody in, right? She called the thing to order. And then people started to go up and talk, but you don't see none of that. They took it out. You got 12 minutes and 41 seconds of their whatever decisions that they made. Okay.
7-00, property located
And
at 18.
I can't even discern. Number 8 isn't even matching up with my number,
3, this
Please, council, that the public
right? In
hearing
terms of,
be held on Monday, April the 3rd.
motion for the
I don't know what the decision was for that duplex. Do you see any people? There is no people, because they're hiding it. Hold on.
Councillor Hepner, Councillor.
Okay, so this whole thing is deceptive. All right? No, you know, for all those voices that got up and said what they said, not including my own, it means nothing. Because it's clear that this city doesn't want public to just wander on in and hear what other people have to say. Because they just came in with their decisions, whatever those decisions are. And even then, when they touted number 8, I don't think they were discussing that duplex. I think they twisted something around and got it mixed up with some other place. But then I'm not keen on this stuff, and I don't know the lingo, and, I'm not in the mood to try and, match things up here to prove a point, because, right? And as for whatever that dude was saying behind me it was just the one big fat lie. He was lying. They don't record the whole thing. They don't post the whole thing. They censor out what they don't want you to see, right? So what if you can go to City Hall and say something? It doesn't mean anything, people. That's the point. It doesn't mean anything, because if it meant something, you'd be able to see what those people were saying. And you can't see what anybody said, including me, right? Because they're afraid that if people come and listen from meeting to meeting to meeting with no, 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 for whatever reason people are giving in terms of opposition, and there's 80% saying no with only 20% saying yes, and you could verify that through these videos, people, then it would be easier to hold the city to account. But because the city isn't being honest with the public and they're hiding that information, they're just doing what they want. And that's why I feel like my little 3 minutes was pointless, other than it just got me more targeted. And as for Sook, you know what? He's like a handler. Honestly, people, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't phone up Sook and said, look, you're working on this night because we've got Miss Chorney showing up, and we know that, you have a little bit of a rapport with her, being that you're the handler and she's the mule with the whip on the back, and, she kind of trusts you to not hurt her, right? So if you show up to work and she gets out of control, all we have to do is send you to deal with her. Because they followed me outside, people. Okay? Literally, they followed me outside. Why? Why? You got what you wanted. You didn't want me to have a voice. Clearly, you deleted it. And I left so I wouldn't interrupt your private party. Okay? So I was trying to be respectful, even though it wasn't in a manner that you're familiar with. But if I was trying to be disruptive or disrespectful, I would have stayed and caused a real ruckus. That was never my intention, people. Okay? So I left. So what right did they have to follow me and then act like what? The world was crumbling down, or are you okay? Are the kids okay? I said, well, why wouldn't they be okay? As if you people care, as if you individuals, whatever you may be with your pronoun this and pronoun that and bit of this and a bit of that and a slice of this and a slice of that. Like, who knows what you're dealing with anymore? Right? Like, why are you even out here? Or are you catching a bus? Is that your bus? What does it matter to you? Where are you going? How are you getting there? What does it matter to you? I'm not sure where I'm going yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to walk home because the weather wasn't that bad and we didn't live too far away, so maybe we just walk and enjoy what? Fresh air? Or maybe we'd go to Walmart and go buy some cake or whatever. Andre wanted hot dogs. Sure. Or maybe I'd just phone Tisha and have her come pick me up, or maybe I'd just jump in a taxi. Either or. I hadn't even been outside for 2 minutes before they were out there, 3 of them. And then another one showed up with granola bars. Can the kids have the granola bar? Can they have the granola bar? I said, well, Mari can't have no granola bar. Oh. So she took it like I said that they couldn't have any, right? I said, well, my 12-year-old's grandson can have. You can give to him, but you can't give to Amari. Mari can't eat a granola bar. As they're, are you okay? Is that your, how are you getting home? What does it matter? Do you really care? You don't even care if I have a fucking home. So why are you out here? And then Sook shows up. Like, seriously, man. Where did he come from? And why? Because they needed him just in case, people. Just in case. Because they know, right? They know about my videos, right? They know about everything. But they hide it. They hide it right along with the provincial government and anybody else in their band of, I wanted to say criminals. Okay? Because how else can you not see them any other way when they're hiding the truth? Okay? Seriously. Seriously. And then victimizing the victims twice. Are you okay? No, don't ask me if I'm okay. You don't care if I'm okay. It's pretty obvious. Right? It's pretty freaking obvious. Right? Your actions right across this province, not just the District of Surrey, British Columbia, Canada, shows the public, even though we're being silenced and muted and deleted and hidden away like dirty secrets, we know. And for the ones that don't know, well, sooner or later, they're going to go to Walmart and there won't be no meat and there won't be no eggs, except for maybe what these kind individuals might provide through one of their city programs. And that's after they take care of the immigrants first. Okay? Because that's where their priorities are. And terraforming the planet while they do it. And the best way to terraform the planet to their liking is to cut down all the trees. Okay?
Okay, people, hi. I was just bringing Ben back, and this is what they did to the fence. Right. By the way, this is also the dig box that we were talking about. It's opening. But yeah, that's all. And this used to be all fence. And yeah, that's nice. I'll probably be back here. Yes, I'm walking backwards. So, oh yeah, it's probably not good. I feel like I already done these trees here. Probably. That's that. See ya, guys. Bye. Yeah, so I don't know why that's there. That's just stuff. See ya.
Okay, I am now on the city's minutes for that meeting that was last night. You can see I have their whatever they sent me. Okay? And it, oh my God, I can't see, man. Oh, how convenient for these individuals, eh? Don't you think? Right. Yeah. Like I said, they took out a soldier. Right? Just make the bitch go blind. Don't give her no health care. Right? Pay off the doctor. Just screw her around. Don't let no clinics book an appointment for a referral. But besides that point, okay, here you can see, as if I can't see. I can't see, man. The glasses up. It's this flipping of glasses around, people. I can't see. I'm trying to look through the through the camera screen. Okay, I can't look through the camera screen. So, and I can't read with these glasses. What a joke, eh? Joke of the frickin' century, man. This is a joke. Anyway, I'm looking on here, trying to find the minutes for what happened last night, and I can't find no matching numbers, people. No, I'm going to print this out. It's 21 pages. I have to put in my ink and get some paper. I'm going to print it out, and I'm going to go through it slowly, okay? I'm going to go through it slowly to see how I'm missing, like, okay? Do you see do you see here? It says 7921026700. Now, whatever they gave me in terms of the roster last night with the paper, I think I left it behind because I was just so disgusted with everything, right? Because we know what's going on here in terms of one can't do what the other one does unless they help each other. And in this case, you're looking at multiple layers of individuals doing this, okay? You got the city, you've got the province, you've got the federal government, and you got that organized religion with their organized crime capitalizing off of the demise of the Canadian people. Or even the most vulnerable immigrants that are coming into this country that aren't seen as, you know, a rich Punjabi coming in with a whole bunch of cash. Let's just put it that way, okay? Okay, I can't see. This is terrible. Okay, don't get upset. All right. I'm going to try and do it this way. I'm going to hold this here. I can't see with glasses the print, but if I look at the paper, okay, you got the application here, right? 7921034100. I came in on number 8 on the roster. If you look at the location, 10984 Ravine Road. I'm on Ravine Road. I'm 10996 on Ravine Road. And then they got 10986 Ravine Road, because that's a duplex, people. Okay? And then they got the 10970 off of 132, which is the main road, right? With a lot of traffic. Okay? So they're going to tear down, I guess, those, the duplex and that particular house. So I guess, I don't know if they're tearing down the house next to it, but the corner lot anyway. They've gone for the corner lot, and they're going to build a 6-story high building with a stack and pack model. Okay? Like I said, the next generation of slums, right? With those smart cities with everybody eating bugs because there's no organic food around or the ability to grow organic food. Okay? Let's just be real about it. All right. Then, now I'm going to read this, okay? This right here. Because this is what provoked me to sign up to oppose, right? Because my neighbor told me, oh, my water's boiling, I'm going to have a coffee. My neighbor told me that they got evicted because the owner of that building is saying that they're tearing it down in the summertime to start building as if it's already been approved. Okay? But we know that they were out there yesterday cracking up the cement, getting down into the pipes. Whether they shut off the water to the whole house, who knows? We don't know. Or maybe they were doing pipe repairs because the basement was flooding out for that tenant that had lived there for years and years and years and years, while the landlord didn't bother to fix it because they knew that they were tearing down the house, and they figured that if they just didn't fix it, the tenant would get frustrated, move out, and then once they moved out, that landlord could move in more people for more rent, even though it had plumbing problems. Okay, that's the cycle. Okay. Oh, all right. So either or, you know, it wasn't slated for tearing it down until summertime. So that kind of made me think that it had already been approved. Okay. But then along came this. Did you turn off my water? Yes. Thank you. I'll get there in a minute. Okay, I'm just going to read this. Purpose of bylaw. Okay? This is supposed to go in front of City Council. This is why I was there last night. The application is the applicant is requesting to rezone. They're just requesting to rezone it, people. Okay? Have they put in any kind of blueprints and all this other crap? Like, I don't understand what's going on, because there's nothing in here with this reference number. They're not posting the video with anyone up there talking about, well, you're killing this tree, this tree, this tree, this tree, this tree, and a million other trees, right? Let's admit it, you're terraforming British Columbia, Canada, for something else to live here besides humans. All right? Just saying. Right? Right? And of course, they don't want me to be on live stream so that, you know, people hear what I got to say, because, you know, it's shocking. It's shocking what I've got to say. Just because it's shocking, though, doesn't mean that it's not true. But besides that point, let's carry on. Okay, let me just try and read this, okay? I have to get into the light. Oh, my God. Okay, let me just read this, all right? Can't read it, people. The application is requesting to rezone the subject contract site shown shaded in gray on the location map from single-family residential zone and duplex residential zone, because we're dealing with the duplex and the home, to comprehensive development zone in order to permit the development of a 6-story residential apartment building. A stack and pack. Okay? Clearly you can see the number here. Okay? They told me I was on number 8. You heard them call my name. You heard them say I was registered. Sorry, wandering eye. You heard all that. Okay? You seen me on my video. Because as it is, if I was to tell you, people, what happened without even giving you a sneak peek as to what happened, the way those people are scrubbing and censoring that information in terms of the people who oppose and why they oppose, they don't want you to know why people are opposing. That's why they're not showing you that old man that went up for each and every proposal and went on and talked about the trees and the number of trees that were being decimated. From property to property to property to property to property. And I bet you he does this all the time. For every time that they have this type of meeting, I bet you if it's not him showing up, it's somebody like him. But, of course, you can't see that, right? Because if you hear it enough, you might agree with him, and God forbid if the city has any more opposition. So they're not going to let you know who opposes what and why, right? So that's the first thing. That's the first thing, which is clearly censorship. So for this dude to come up behind me and kind of make a threat on me, like, you're not supposed to, you're not allowed, yeah, okay. What, you're going to cherry pick? You're going to cherry pick what you want to put out to the public as you feed them the old okie dokie with a bunch of freaking lies because it's easy for you to hide the truth in terms of the real numbers as to who opposes what and why? Because you're sure in the hell not being honest about it, that's for sure. And then when you take this right here, which is legitimate, and you cross-reference it with what they printed out in terms of their minutes, I cannot find this reference number here, people. All I know is, I guess Andre went out to the back to go get the garbage cans, and he noticed that they tore down the freaking fences too. So what does that tell you? They're not waiting till summertime.
And there's a big truck coming up.
And the trucks are coming now. And the trucks are coming now, people. So whatever this was doesn't mean anything because it was already approved because they're already doing it. So why are they faking the funk to make it look like they're doing something? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Why? Why are you asking people to come in and give you their opinion or whatever it is, plead and beg with you, get down and bow down and kiss your feet and all this other shit, let them kick you around town, do whatever they want with you, to turn around and freaking slap you around and lie in your face? Okay? I don't know, my eyes are bad and I'm stressed out. I can't find this number though, people, on here. You can't see what people had to say, including me, because the city has hidden it. So, if you didn't see what I did, you could accuse me of lying, people. You could sit up there and say, well, she's not really blind, because she kind of moves around. If she can do this and she can do that, well then, she must be able to see really well. Yeah, okay. You don't even know what it's like to be in my situation. Okay? It's not that simple. But this is what these kind of individuals want, though. For all I know, people, this stuff happened after they blew out that little house with that freaking SWAT team that came from the federal government, because that wasn't your regular RCMP, okay? RCMP were down further up by the, what is that called? Subsidized housing, hiding out and letting those goons literally blow out a house. And then they showed up with that white vehicle, looked like a hearse, which was made to be a hearse, to have their medical equipment this and their perfusion machine that, as they took that guy out of that house. And then they put the rumor out there that he somehow escaped and disappeared. Nobody knows where he is. Yeah, okay. As if, people. No, they took him out. They took him out. And then what? 4 days later, 5 days later, all of a sudden, I can't see. Interesting. Even though I've got those goons. Yeah, give it to the rabbits. Even though I've got those goons sitting out there right at the bottom of my steps, after they come up my stairway, turn off my light bulb, leave their fairy dust behind, take my chair, go sit up by the blueberry bush with a long ass freaking gun, telling my grandson to stick his nose back into the house because he noticed the shenanigans that were going on across the street because of the blowhorn and smoke bombs and all this other shit, as we've got, that freaking whatever he was, making sure that I wouldn't run out and record it, people. They left something on that light bulb when they turned it off, because that's when my eyesight went blink. Not to mention, I never did get a referral for years. Take me to court. My family doctor. Yeah, okay. Dr. Fasinski. So, anyway, this is why I don't like to get involved with these things, because I worked on the foundation and I met these politicians. Okay, Dave Hare, that was that one that Bruce Ralston sent me to. There's a Hare, an Hayer, a Punjabi that's in here being a property developer. What? I guess it must be the cousin to Dave Hare, who was the MLA for the BC Liberal government. They're the ones that brought in this corruption. So why are we not surprised that they're in property development? Because that's where it came from, people. I told you, they went to China, cut backroom deals, got replaced, were sent back here to fake the funk. And people are gullible. Or they're cowards, one or the other. Or they're afraid. So I don't know. I'm going to print this out, and I'm going to really seriously look for this, because I want to know what was approved around this, because as it's standing right now, something was supposed to go in front of the city to be approved, but the way it looks like it's already been approved. So if that's the case, why is the city doing this? Why is the city booking me in? But then, because they don't like what I have to say, scrubbing me off their video, scrubbing me off their minutes, so that this address doesn't even come up in anywhere on their minutes for last night. So what, was that a dream? Was I just dreaming that, people? Do you see how shady this shit is? If I would never have recorded it, I'd sound like a freaking lunatic. Well, I was there. This is what I said, right? This is what we were addressing. But you can't, that's not true, Miss Chorney, because there's nothing to suggest you were there. There's no video recording of you being there. There's no legitimate city number to say that we were even discussing that property over there. There's nothing to acknowledge that this even happened, except for this in the mail and me actually being in City Hall. Council meeting for land use. So what's real? What's real? You think they're fixing up the house before they tear it down in 4 months from now? Or do you think they're disconnecting the power lines and disconnecting the water lines and getting ready to cut down the trees? Because Andre said they came in with a big truck. Was it in the front or back?
Back. They had a lot of plywood on it.
They had a lot of plywood? So what? Are they going to board up the freaking windows? Is that it? On that little house? Or are they boarding up the house, all the windows on the duplex? Or are they just doing one house?
Like big square ones? Big square pieces of
Yeah, they're probably boarding up windows. Yeah. They were probably cutting off the freaking water and the power lines. That's how they do it. And then if the homeless people move in, right? Because, there's no shelter for them. They end up busting up. First they'll cut off the power, right? And then, once homeless people know that place is pretty much empty, they find a way to get in there and they decopper. That's the first thing. And if they can, they will live in there. And this is where these property developers, these fine, respectable individuals, don't even call them men, okay? Or women, for that matter, in terms of the investment. It's not like no women going out there hammering, right? They'll let their water run and they'll flood out the house. Okay, I seen that when they had that farmhouse over there by the walnut trees before they tore down the farmhouse. Okay, they wanted to keep the homeless people out, so they flooded the house so it turned into just nothing but one big mold pit, right? And all that water would drain. It would that's all it did for years, was flood, right? Flooding into my basement, right? Eventually they tore down the house and they shut off the pipe, right? So, these guys are crooked out here. So when Sook last night, he's a handler, people. Okay, that was a freaking setup. I'm sorry. You running around during the day doing whatever it is that you do, and you just happened to show up that night knowing when I was going to be there? Yeah, okay. So what? You must be a robot to be able to work double shift like that, people. And why would you need a bylaw officer at a city council meeting? Seriously. Okay? No, they brought in somebody that I knew had intimate contact with, being that he had that whip on my back for 10 months while he had me working worse than a dog, worse than a freaking mule in this yard, just so that they could break my spirit and I'd move out, and then they could raise the rent, but they would still follow me and continue to gang stalk me because they don't like what I have to say, people. That's true. That's true. Right? And now they're trying to hide it. Unless, of course, I print this out and I'm going to take a little pencil, check, right? Every number. And if it's not on there, people, what is this? If it's not in their minutes and they didn't do anything with it, why are these guys tearing everything down? Tearing down the fence, digging up big-ass holes, got trucks coming in with big sheets of plywood. Why would you need sheets of plywood? Well, to board up things. That's why. Okay? They're not doing home improvement. They're not doing home restoration. They're getting ready to tear it down because it's the cat in the fucking bag. Okay? These politicians are bought and paid for. And I do believe that if they don't do what they're told, they get taken out. Taken out. Okay? They won't be sitting in positions of power. But I also do believe that they still get taken out at some point, sooner or later, because they're being replaced with something else. Because it's easier for whoever is doing this to replace these so-called upstanding individuals with something that they can control. In terms of clone, robotoid, / human something else, whatever it is. Some sort of slave to their agenda. Right?
You want a hot dog?
No.
Do I make you a coffee?
Yeah. I love your coffee. So, Andre, did we go to city council meeting yesterday?
Yes.
How come it's not showing up on their website? Can you explain that one to me? There's nothing to reference This even happened last night in their minutes, and there's nothing to reference that it even happened in their video, even though I had some goon tell me that it was all being recorded and that I could go watch the live stream later if I wanted to, which was a straight up freaking lie.
Editing, they just edited out the parts that people were talking.
Yeah, they did edit out everybody, because the majority were against whatever it is that these guys are doing. So before they would allow the majority to have a voice in terms of opposition, they edited them out,
You want
people.
a big coffee or a little coffee?
Just that cup.
Okay, do you want to stop?
Yes, please. Now, I could be wrong. They could have snuck this in there somewhere. So that's why I'm going to waste my ink 21 pages later and print it out. And I will go with my magnifying glass with a big-ass bright light above me. And I will check off each little number to see if I can find this. Okay? Seriously. Now you know why I can't go to these things, people. Could you see me going back and pushing the envelope? Could you see me going back trying to befriend anybody in that environment in terms of, well, it's either a do or die situation. I either side with you or I don't. And if I don't, I die. And then you're deleted and removed completely so that nobody knows that you were even there. And then it becomes a phantom thought and you start to doubt yourself because it's a form of gaslighting. Right? With that psychological warfare as they're loose harvesting that negative energy. And that's why I left, people. Right? Okay? Like it's so scandalous. Like so scandalous. So, I guess I have some homework over the next day or 2 or 3 or whatever. I have to put ink in there and print this out. And I'm going to find out, like, why is this... I want to know what they approved. That's why I went. I should know what... I shouldn't have to look out my window or out my door to see what they approved, being that it hadn't been approved yet. I want to be able to see it in black and white in writing what was approved. But for whatever reason, I can't seem to locate the matching number. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I can find it. Because, you know, my eyes, right? They don't adjust to things and very well. Ever anymore. But besides that point. So I'm going to upload this video as is because, you know, like, you know what it makes me think of? I'm going to end it on this note, okay? For anyone that's been around and, you know, familiarized themselves with this, that, and everything else under the sun, being that there's nothing new under the sun. And when now, the video, okay, we'll start with the video, where at the palace in Britain, right, they were having some little parade. I don't remember the year this happened. And, you know, people were recording as the parade was going by. It was some sort of, I don't know, special day or something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, as they were recording, all of a sudden, out of the blue, you've got this naked boy, right? You know, maybe 12, 13 years old, something like that. Throwing off bed tie. He took sheets or something and he tied them, right? And he threw it out a window and he was up very, very high, okay? Like, I don't know how high, but he was in the palace because the parade went in front of the palace or something, right? Something to do with the monarch, okay? The queen. And he threw out the sheet or whatever it was that he tied together, but the only problem was he was naked, right? Because that's how they kept him in that room, people. That's why he was naked. And he was trying to escape, and that was his only way, was to throw out whatever he could tie, like bed sheets together, because I guess they figured he was dumb and he wouldn't figure that one out, but he did. And he threw it out over the window, and then he jumped out and started climbing down. The only problem is he ended up falling, okay? Of course, that video got scrubbed off the internet, but it still surfaces every now and then, okay? It still surfaces every now and then. All right? And you might see it one day. And you will believe your eyes for yourself versus just listening to me tell you this. And then there's also the rumor that this Prince Charles, King Charles, likes to formulate his little hunting parties where he gathers up young people of various ages, takes them off to the bush somewhere with his buddy friends and their foxhounds, and will literally hunt them down as if the children are animals. And then don't forget, we've got that rumor where Queen Elizabeth came with her husband one time, I think it was with her husband, up into the Port Alberni area and scooped up on 10 native children, and they disappeared, and they never were heard from again. Yeah. Well, this is the same kind of shit.
Yeah.
Can you go take a boo on Amari? I heard him.
He's fine.
This is the same kind of shit, people.
Do you have any ketchup in your bedroom?
No.
Because we're out.
No, we need to open up that can. Just use what's in there in the fridge. I seen there's a little bit. Just put a little tad bit of water and shake it around and finish it up. I would like to open up that can first before we open up another ketchup. Although, it'd probably be easier just to go get another ketchup. They're in Auntie Shemai's room. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, whatever cat and mouse that they've been playing with me all these years with my family, okay, it's just, you know, it's the same kind of mind torture, boo-boo effery, right? Mind boo-booery, mind fuckery, right? Okay, you know, psychological war, psychological terrorism, keep that cortisol going, keep you fearful, right? You know, because you're being hunted, right? And hunters that like to play with their prey, that's what I mean. They like to play with their prey. They like to torture their prey. They like their prey to be in agony and in fear because they feed off of it. This is the same kind of situation, people. Alright?
This ketchup's too runny.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
I'll just come downstairs and get a new one. Okay?
Well, maybe take some of those vegetables down that's sitting in the hall that never got down there. Or something. Take some... Well, I don't know. I think I might be dehydrating some of those eggs. I'm just tired today.
Well, I'm not even going to take down the eggs anyways.
Huh?
I was not even taking down the eggs.
What?
I was not taking down the eggs. I mean, a hot dog is good.
Yeah, I want to try and dehydrate some of those eggs. Before there are no eggs. Because of this emergency broadcast stuff being brought into the hen houses. Okay? Because, that's just part of the agenda. Okay? Now, so I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to leave it at this now. I'm done. I don't think I can go back because, well, first of all, they don't respect me. Right? And anything I got to say, clearly they're not interested in it because they're trying to hide it, in my opinion. Right? And as if this, I don't know, like, I can't figure this out. Nothing is matching up. Absolutely nothing. Right? And it's not going to save me because my family is the hunted. Just like that boy climbing out that window at the Queen's Palace on a day when they had a parade, right? And because he fell on that side of the fence, they went and they scooped him up and finished him off, being that they had him locked up upstairs, naked, in their palace, as they were portraying to the public that they were, I don't know what. Okay? As you got Charles, in another video that's been scrubbed off the internet with evil eyes teaching his son how to hunt. Huh?
Would you like me to weave up ghee? The ghee? The one you bought?
Well, yeah, because when I do a video, I'm just going to show the ghee that I bought. I bought ghee. Okay. And it's in big tubs, so that's...
take out the vegetables that are...
Well, I don't know.
Take out the vegetables that are in the fridge and bring them downstairs?
There's vegetables in the hall. What's in the hall?
There's nothing in the hall.
There's bags there. There's 2 bags. I told you to put them in a bag and one and put them in the fridge. You didn't do that. You'll see 2 bags with... I don't know what's in them. I'm retired when we go home. Anyway, that's how it is. That's how I interpret it. Right? It's a game for them. Right along with these property developers. Okay? And property owners. Right? They capitalize and benefit from it all the way around people. One couldn't do what the other one did unless they helped each other. So, yeah, what's in there?
I got... Okay, do you want spinach up?
Well, yeah, because I don't want it to spoil. That can go in the fridge.
Okay, so... Wait, do you want it upstairs or downstairs?
Up, because I'll cook it, like, I don't know about today because I'm really tired, but definitely tomorrow I'll put cooking that chicken and all that stuff first.
Okay. No, we lost spinach. I was gonna take some vegetables out of the fridge, the ones we bought.
Well, no. No. Just try and put that all in the fridge. Because once I do these eggs, we'll have room. I didn't buy that much, Andre. So just put it all in the fridge, okay? Yeah. I was gonna try and do these eggs. I'm gonna dehydrate some eggs and see how that goes. Right? That's what I bought those silicone trays for.
Apples down then, okay?
What?
Just gonna bring 1 bag of apples down.
That's right. Yeah, 1 bag of apples and a couple of
bagels.
Will they sit okay in the fridge? Yeah, they'll be fine.
Yeah, as long as they're not on top because they get soggy if they're frozen.
Okay. We'll put them on a bottom shelf.
Yep.
Anything else you think that, for now? Okay. Okay. Right? Or the sitting duck that's being hunted. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's exactly what's happening. That's been happening. I spoke to that woman. She called me. And she asked me, well, tell me the story. And I said, well, it's kind of a long story. Where to start, right? Eventually, she just said, whoa, that's enough. I can't handle it. It's too much. I said, yeah, no kidding. It is too much. And then she says, well, you need to focus on just one thing. And it's not that simple. You don't focus on one family member and throw away the rest. Right? So I told her not to worry about it. I'll just deal with things as I can deal with them. I don't know what she wanted from me. She says she wants to help me, but then she told me to go off and do something, and I told her I can't because, I can't see, and, I'm not going to try and ask strangers to help me with anything that I have going on because, it doesn't work, people. It just doesn't work. I told her I intimidate people, and but she said that what I had to say put her in awe, right along with a whole bunch of other people, she said, for sure, at that city council meeting, and that she pointed out that people were clapping for me, not that I was looking for claps, because, I'm probably one of the most genuine person in that whole environment that actually cares about the people that were sitting there and shaking in their boots as their community was being ripped apart. Okay? In terms of the constituency. I think more about the constituency than those politicians did. Or do. And it's good for Suk that he's out in the city, living off into the bush somewhere, away from it all. But, you know, I just find it very unusual that him, of all people, was there last night, considering I showed up. But I called him on it, people. I told him, you could have been my friend. You could have. And I reminded him that he had me in that yard, not once, but twice, 3 times, 4 times, working like a dog. But that 10-month stint, oh my God, made me blind. It contributed to my blindness. Because I didn't have time to go to the doctor and get anything. I was too busy in the yard trying not to lose my house. I didn't have time to come inside all grimy after working in this yard to put eye drops in my eyes. Because if I didn't keep up with the schedule, I was going to get, what, evicted for the yard? Yeah, okay. No, for the corruption people, so they could raise up the rent by 2,000%. Yeah.